welcome to Engage TV. My name is Kairi Soosaar and I'm extremely excited about kicking off this first Engage TV episode from Europe. And at the moment I'm in Estonia and I'm sitting here with Professor Kaja Tampere, Head of Communications Institute of Tallinn University in Estonia. So Kaja, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about what you do.
Yes, thank you. As you said, my name is Kaja Tampere and I'm teaching here public relations and organizational communication. And also I'm leading I'm as a manager here in quite new communication institute at Tallinn University. The young students are our stakeholders and that's it. It's a normal school life.
Your educational background is pretty interesting, so could you maybe tell us about how you found your way to PR and communication?
Yeah, and generally to be as a teacher. You know, when I was a young girl, I promised to myself, never, ever be a teacher. And this is now the result, of course. You can see that it means never say never. I started my work life and my studies in music science. I didn't know what to do with my future and I decided to start to study music. But then after music studies, somewhere in my deep inside, I found my old dream to be a journalist. And then Estonia changed the state system and Soviet time was over and independent Estonia offered a lot of possibilities. And I started as an economic journalist. We hadn't free journalism in Estonia at Soviet time and I couldn't start such a propagandist and Soviet journalist life. And now Estonia was free and we had an independent state and democracy were declared in state level. And I decided now it's time to start with my journalism career. And after that, as public relations is really very, very new and very unique profession for transition societies like Estonia is, because at Soviet time we hadn't public relations officers, and now suddenly the need toward public relations professionals is so high. I decided to change from journalism side to public relations side because it's even more attractive and more new and with a lot of possibilities, and that's it. And I went to PhD level to study organizational communication and public relations, and now here I am.
Your last job was at the University of Jyväskylä in Finland.
Yeah.
And can you maybe tell us a little bit about the differences that you saw in the practice of PR in Finland and in Estonia?
There is no so big difference because Estonians and Finnish people, they are quite similar by cultural background. And Finns are more relaxed and more used to live in democracy. And it means they are also more open. Because in Estonia, you know, we had this historical experience, we had this history, this heritage from past, or this memories from past. And Estonians are quite closed in that sense that they are not ready, or they are scared. Even today, 20 years after independence, they're scared to communicate and tell their stories to public, because at Soviet time it was quite complicated and it was big risk to communicate openly. At Soviet time it was a time of silence. and Estonians used to live in silence. And now the culture, this communication culture, changed totally. The democratic society needs totally different attitude and approach, and it's quite hard to study a new style. It takes, I think, many years, more than 20 years. It's not enough at all to learn new communication style, and this is also maybe the main mission for our institute and for universities generally, to create a new communication culture in society, to educate society also to communicate.
And what about social media using in Finland and Estonia?
Finns are more lazy than Estonians, I must say, because Estonians, in my opinion, they are very active and very much involved to social media. It's even, for example, my friends who are already retired, very old people, 70 years, 80 years, they are quite easily doing their everyday social life in for example, in Facebook, or blogging, or tweeting, or doing such things. But Finns are more conservative, and maybe also more careful with social media.
Where would you place Estonia and Finland on a global scale of the state of PR?
I think both countries are on this part of the scale, which is describing more developed PR and more professional PR. Because in Estonia, we have quite many PR study PR possibilities, and we also have quite many universities. You can take courses, you can study even different communication fields, advertising, journalism, and PR is quite well developed in that sense that we are educating people. We have a good professional organizations, and Estonians know what is professional public relations and how to use it. And same in Finland. I think it's a Nordic way to practice public relations. It's here.
That's good to hear. As an educator of the future PR pros, do you see a pattern of what areas of PR the students would like to engage themselves in more, or?
In Estonia, at this moment, most popular is media relations, of course, and more and more coming popular also internal communication. Those two are, I can say, even like trends.
Social media, it is a huge part of PR today, and what is your opinion about it? Some PR professionals still are more prone to traditional PR, but most are taking advantage of the new ways of PR engaging with social media.
This is a very tricky question. From one side, it's of course good possibility or good opportunity to develop very effectively and very directly your relations with different stakeholders. It is a possibility, it's an opportunity. But from other side, together with this possibility, there are much more risks than we can find in normal communication processes. You need to be very careful in the selection who is your stakeholders and what kind of messages you need to send to your stakeholders. Very interesting example here is, for example, from Barack Obama team. His team did it very well, and many people also outside of US participated and were involved and enjoyed this network. And then he got this presidential position. they didn't correct their stakeholder list, and they started to send via social media such a local and US-centered messages. For example, I got many times such messages via Facebook. Can you support US healthcare reforms, and such kind of internal politics messages came to my mailbox. I wasn't anymore a main stakeholder, but they didn't correct their stakeholder networks. Mm-hmm. They built up a lot of negative emotions and bad images through this wrong networking. Mm-hmm. The power is in the networks, and every unit in this network is quite egoistic in that sense. They are interested about necessary information, but they really don't like to get a trash. Mm-hmm. You need to know those marginals. Too much is not too good, and too little is not too good. It means you need to find a balance. You need to learn how to define your stakeholder networks, and you must be ready also to change this networking. And in that sense, of course, if you will act correctly and if you will be punctual and professional, the social media can help you. But if you are making such kind of mistakes, technical mistakes, it is very easy to destroy your companies or your employees' image totally. It needs smart and careful planning, strategical planning.
You personally, which social media platforms do you use, and why or why not?
Oh yeah, I'm quite active in social media. I have many blogs. I'm quite active blogger. One of my blogs also will be, every time that I'm posting something, will be visible in the biggest daily newspaper of Estonia. I'm acting as an opinion leader through this blogging, and all my photos are in Flickr. Then I'm tweeting. Then I'm using Facebook, and all my social media channels are connected with each other. And then I'm using wikis for my teaching. All my courses are in wikis. It means I already taught to my colleagues here in Institute also to use wiki, and we are using also as an internal communication channel. One wiki is for our institute. It means I'm organizing my institute life through social media also. But I have an idea to start to develop our institute teaching to Second Life. Just at this moment I haven't enough resource here in our institute.
What advice do you have for PR students and new professionals who are just starting out in the industry?
Follow their heart. Just to do things with passion. To do things with passion, to be involved and to be professional, to like what they would like to do, and to be very, very curious, to be active and open for the world.
That's a great advice. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching Engage TV, and we're saying bye from Estonia. Bye.
Bye.